What's up, everybody? My name is Sean, AKA Bgourd. You may know me as the rapper who wears a very tight green suit, while I perform. And just here to catch a vibe, I guess, which was written in the job description as a rapper, at least.
Ain't shit changed with the plan. Ain't shit changed with the plan. I got it right there with a pocket full of jam, and I give it right back fair and square. Ain't shit changed with the plan. Ain't shit changed with the plan. I got it right there with a pocket full of jam, and I give it right back fair and square.
I'm an analyst at my day job. Data analyst. So I think I say quite often I graduated from SUTD, which was essentially where I started my musical journey, if one might say. Shout out to SUTD bands. So I did computer science there. Then I eventually, and while doing computer science there, that's when I started Bgourd as well. Because, I don't know, because you're at the age, and I think this was 2020. Wow, feels quite a while back. 2019. 1 year in, I was like, damn, really want to have a hand at trying to make music, trying to create a sound that that I thought wasn't like, I wouldn't say represented, but not super prevalent here yet in Singapore.
How do you find the balance between doing your data analyst job and making music?
You gotta compartmentalize, man. I gotta compartmentalize for sure. Cause it's not so clear, okay, I'm making music and then I'm doing work. No, I feel like both times, I'm just learning something new, and I'm trying to do something and experiment with something. With work, I'm also constantly learning, or trying to at least. So just keeping on your toes is, or the mentality of trying to do something at least, keeping yourself slightly more occupied. So there's not really much of I'm in the mood. No, sorry. There is a mood, but not so much of okay, 7 p.m. today, I'm gonna do music. And I mean, obviously 8 to 6, I gotta be working, right? It's not so much like that. It's really just, okay, today I want to learn this. I want to try something out. I want to try something new today. That's where it stems from, rather than the objective of breaking up time. You know what I mean? So routine is always important. I do think routine is important, but the intention behind the routine might be worth a little more to think about as well.
Okay, wait, let's rewind right back to when you started Bgourd. I mean, what got you into hip-hop?
Okay, so let's not even start with Bgourd per se, right? Let's start with why I want to rap, why I wanted to rap. As I mentioned earlier, it was about trying to have a sound which, so let's start off with the background. So the background is that hip-hop is huge. Hip-hop is huge in 2017. Trap is blowing up. I think this was 2016, 2017. 21 Savage, Migos blew up. So the whole triplet flow, the whole trap, Travis Scott is up. Drake is up, way up. And so it's super globalized, right? Hip hop is now back in the mainframe. Ever since Eminem and 50 Cent, hip hop is back. Punk and all the rock, it phased out, and now, so pop culture has shifted. So with that came the global phenomenon of music and globalization in some ways, that music came, this style of trap music and hip hop is back in Singapore. So I think 2016, 2017, I think I started writing my first bars in 2014. It was so bad. Worst bars I've ever written in my life. It's so bad. was garbage. So, but then like, you know, there was an intention at least, right? But I hadn't found my voice yet. So then I started working on it from then, and yeah, trying to really understand, you know, do a little bit of research as to, you know, you're gonna do music here, you're gonna rap. What are you bringing to the scene, right? What are you noticing about the scene? What kind of music do you hear that's coming out? And like, you know, like what is gonna separate you from the rest and stuff like that. And I knew, I've always been more inclined towards the more left field hip hop music to begin with, right? So, but of course, like, you know, try to do something slightly different also. And just so happened, just nice at the point of time, I think it was 2017, there was this group chat about, like, I think it was just a NUS group chat for some reason, which NUS music group chat. I'm not from NUS, by the way, but I was just in it for some reason. And it was a very lame name. I'm just gonna say it. It used to be called Hipster Safe Space, which is a joke, but yeah, it is still a lame name, Hipster Safe Space. So then that's where I met Hakim Halal Soul. And he was just like, yo, I want to try out some like hip hop dance beats. Anybody like want to try and rap? And I was like, damn right, I'm gonna try it. Let's do it, right? So we sort of like try to iron that out. And you know, the first song was terrible. Not from him, he was great from like the get-go, but I was garbage, like pure garbage, and I'm not afraid to admit it. But slowly it was a journey, and I think that's when, fast forward like 3 years, we managed to finish 4 songs, and that became Veggies Volume 1. Yeah, after like I've sorted out my identity that I wanted to be joining SUTD bands, learning about music in general, and then learning about music as in like how to like even record a song, how to set up your live performances and stuff like that, or like and provide me with a platform to perform. Yeah, shit, SUTD did that for me, man. So yeah, that's essentially like the entire backstory of why I wanted to rap.
Tell us about your favorite song.
I would say a song that really shaped me, and I guess in this general like point about hip hop and Bgourd. There are a couple of songs which definitely like paved the way for me musically. Probably Passing Me by Far Side. Super like heavily influenced. I think some of the songs was also superly heavily influenced by like 93 to Infinity by Souls of Mischief. But towards the earlier days and like trying to find my voice, and I said this earlier, I was listening to like a lot of Vince Staples as well as Danny Brown. And I guess I sort of settled on Danny Brown, especially with like my general like high pitch voice, or at least for Volume 1 and Volume 2, like my voice was generally high pitched. Volume 3 and Volume 4, I tried to like be a bit deeper. It's like Monopoly by Danny Brown, that was off the XXX album, and then it was Ain't It Funny in Atrocity Exhibition. But I think the song that really like stood out the most to me was Grown Up by Danny Brown. I think I heard that song when I was I think it came out in 2012, so I heard it when I was Sec 4, and I thought, whoa, what the hell? Danny Brown like floats over this beat like it's just insane, dude. Like, the way that he floats over this beat is crazy. And I thought that it was gonna come out in the old album, but it didn't come out. And like I thought that this was a vibe, but no, it was a one-off. And it was like, oh man, Danny Brown he has so much range that, and he just like really proved it with this song. And you know, just having like this, adding like this really great flow over like a pretty good beat, a very good beat. Yeah, like, remember when my first meal was school lunch? Now I spit a 16 straight with no punch. Remember all for dinner, all we ate was Captain Crunch. Now I blow big on the way to brunch. We're from Goodfella to commissary slips. Now I get back up, man, every time I slip. Never ever quit, I just kept on pursuing. Teacher always asked me, what was I doing? Scribble in my notebook, I never did homework. Low attention span, call these Adderall work. Rock Tommy Hill shirts once with the boat. Rock park kicks way before we even smoke. Used to have baby lungs choking when I hit it. Nowadays, lays a whole 7 in a sitting. Remember back then, man, we thought we grown up. Rushing at a kid just to be grown up. Rushing at a kid just to be grown up. Yeah, man, dude. What a song, man. This, as I said, like the way he floats and he just proves to everybody like, yo, I'm doing like all this experimental shit and like going so hard over these sparse beats because I want to challenge something, man. You wanna give me like a great chill laid back beat, I'ma kill it too. And it's just like it's so in your face, and I think this is definitely one of the songs that changed the trajectory of not only Bgourd but probably my life as well.
Singapore is often seen as not having a vibrant creative scene. With the country's main focus on STEM subjects and not on fostering creativity, many creatives here grew up looking to countries like the US, London, South Korea or Taiwan for inspiration. Surprisingly, Sean thinks local hip-hop artists gather inspiration from fellow local hip-hop artists, which was actually quite heartening to hear. The conversation then segued into a topic I've been really interested to talk about as well, how local hip-hop artists feel about imposter syndrome.
But the interesting thing about Singapore here and Singapore hip-hop is that I do believe that a lot of us do look inward. Yeah, so we do listen, but at the same time, for some reason, and I don't know whether this is like an effect of like the Singaporean education or like the environment that we're in, there's definitely some looking inward. But unfortunately, and especially with hip hop, you know, which is such a like which is like a genre that's so rooted in Black African American history, and you know, so it's like synonymous with Black youth and their mentalities and their come up. It's very hard to fight. It's not hard to fight. It is a fight that you must have, and you must like look at it in the eye, which is imposter syndrome, right? So the fight that you must have is really acknowledging that, okay, yeah, you have to recognize first and foremost that this is definitely not your art. You are like just trying to put a little bit of yourself and self-expression into it, which I feel and many times I come and I struggle with, to be very frank. The struggle is appropriation versus respect. Yeah, that's the struggle. Like you obviously you can't like 100% appropriate that culture, right? Regardless of how much that you're trying to put yourself with it. But at the same time, it's very hard to grapple with that because it's so easy to appropriate like these kind of arts. And in many ways, it is quite a selfish thing to do. And this is just me being very frank and having like just like, you know, especially since been rapping for like a couple of years. These are like just the thoughts that go through my mind when I'm writing music or when I'm making music. So the balance for me there is about, you know, sticking to your guns, trying your best to make music that you respect. Yeah, that you respect and that you yourself appreciate. And to me, that's really important, man. Yeah, because if not, like, yeah, it's gonna be almost impossible to live with yourself. For me at least, if a Singaporean rapper tells you that they don't struggle with imposter syndrome or they don't think that they're just blatantly copying someone, I think they're lying. Yeah, that's a hot take. Yeah.
What about hip hop resonates with you so much?
The Unapologetic Self, which is a big, like true expression of, just like your unapologetic self. You can say what you want to say, but you gotta do it. And it's a very simple genre, right? To me, it's a simple genre in the sense not historically. Historically, it's a very deep genre, but it's a simple genre because it's really just the beat and your lyrical ability and your flow, right? Or to me, more importantly, it's really just the flow. So it's your flow and the beat. And that's like, and that's why, like, okay, if I were to use an analogy, it's like boxing.
Let's get ready to rumble!
It's the technical ability, but for boxing, it's so entertaining, so exciting, and there's so much you can draw from boxing. But at the end of the day, it is really just two people in the ring with two fists. I mean, with four fists, but yeah, everybody just has two fists, and everything else is technique. You know, the weapons are all there. Everybody has a voice. Everybody has a beat. But you just gotta, you know, you just gotta to work at it. You know.
Okay, one last question. So, what's the concept of selling out to you?
Man, the concept of selling out. Okay, I think that's a very interesting question. So, I feel like my concept of selling out changed a lot. From when before I was Bgourd and when now I am. So, before that, I thought selling out was just like signing to a major label, doing like a lot of marketing, spending money on marketing. Selling out was you know, losing your musical self. Like you're not doing it for the music anymore. You don't even respect your music. You're just doing it to get the check. But I would say slowly, like making pop music basically. But now my idea has definitely changed. Like to me, the most important element, like I don't care about the noise. Like you want to do your TikTok dances, you want to do whatever social media marketing that you want to do, I think that doesn't necessarily qualify you as a sellout. What still stays for me though is what quantifies a sellout is when you betray yourself. You betray your initial idea of what good music is, just to, I mean, there's nothing wrong with appealing to the popular masses, but just to get a placement somewhere, to put it short. And to that point, there are artists who try different things and ultimately fail. But the effort is not the failing point, you know what I mean? Like I respect a lot of artists who try to keep continuously challenging themselves, or try and continuously like challenging how their sound goes like. And yeah, long story short, the opposite of that, of like challenging yourself as an artist, is what a sellout is to me.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to this episode of Under Reps. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. Stay tuned for the next episode with another good friend of mine, Kevin, aka the Lion City Boy.
Motion around the ocean, let me tell you locomotive, I'ma save your dimes. Time and spaces give me logos, see the floor pause in the Volvo. Away from the phono, get a good glimpse of the photo of a dodo. And before it went, silhouettes when I walk through the cabinet, fall through the floor thinking like, why am I here? Why am I there? Shit changed so damn. Ain't shit changed with the plan. Ain't shit changed with the plan. I got it right there with a pocket full of jam, and I give it right back, fair and square. Ain't shit changed with the plan. Ain't shit changed with the plan.